What's up, guys? I'm back here with another review, and this time I'm going to be covering Solo, a Star Wars movie. I'm going to make this short and sweet. You're going to get a pros and cons. I'm going to tell you what I liked, tell you what I didn't like. Let's get right to it. Stuff I liked. The cinematography in this movie is fine. Bradford Young did a good job shooting the movie. It looks good. Ron Howard as a director. I like Ron Howard as a director, and he did an okay job directing this movie. We all know this movie had a lot of backstage drama with Lord and Miller, and Ron Howard was brought in to change it up. At least he tried to make it so. At least he tried to do something with. I guess he did a standard job. He did a studio job. The movie looks presentable, and that's the best I can say. Some of the actors are okay. Donald Glover as young Lando, I really like it a lot. There are certain scenes where it looks like he's doing an SNL parody. And then there are certain scenes where he actually feels like a young Lando Calrissian. And there are certain scenes right by that Donald Glover could grow up to be Billy D. Williams. So Glover was great. Chewbacca, seeing young Chewie, really, really cool. I actually like how Chewie and Han meet, where these Imperial officers throw Han into like a pit and they're like, feed him to the beast. And the beast ends up being Chewie. They fight for a little bit and they start bonding. Okay, whatever. That I buy it. It's okay. That stuff's okay. And Chewie himself has a couple of good scenes here and there. So Chewbacca, awesome. Some of the action scenes, they're not too bad. The whole train sequence, it's pretty good. The Kessel Run sequence, not too bad. And that's where my likes stop. Let's get on to the negatives, the fun part. Woody Harrelson. I love Woody Harrelson to death. He plays a character called Beckett. He serves no purpose to the story. This is no joke. Every other sentence, he's like, you can't trust nobody, kid. You can't trust nobody, kid. You can't trust nobody, kid. You're not out for this job, kid. You're not in for this job, kid. And then he ends up backstabbing Han at the end. He serves no purpose. His wife, played by Thady Newton, Val, she serves no purpose. And if you didn't see the scene of them, sharing a passionate kiss, you would never know they were married. That's how completely superfluous that relationship is. Yeah. Stupid. What else, man? Emilia Clarke plays the character of Kira, Han's girl. Why does Han have a girlfriend for? Really, why? And this movie tries to have Han go through an arc that he went through in New Hope, where he's a scoundrel and an outlaw, but throughout the course of the movie you start to see him, make friends and be helpful and useful. In this movie, why is Han so upbeat? And why is he pining over this girl? What does he see in this woman that he is so in love with her? Because Kira, the character, does absolutely nothing throughout this entire movie. She ends up playing Han. You find out she's working for Darth Maul, who was alive, by the way, which is just a random cameo. And since this movie failed miserably, you ain't never going to see Darth Maul in a solo sequel, because there ain't going to be no solo sequels, thank God. Because this movie was not good. It was terrible. It was boring. I fell asleep 300 times. And every time I fell asleep, it was during the Kessel Run scene. I had to watch it this afternoon just so that I can make this review, because I kept falling asleep at the midway point. But I digress. Let's go back to Kira and why she's terrible. She's terrible. Moving on. I got nothing else. I got nothing to say about Kira. She's terrible. Her chemistry with Han is non-existent. They try to be lovey-dovey, and it just comes across as just two people not knowing what to do with one another. They suck. Let's get on to the main event. Let's get on to more things I don't like. Let's get on to the character of Han. Alden Ehrenhammer, whatever the hell this guy's name is. Certain scenes, he's okay. The scenes with Donald Glover, he's actually pretty good, and I buy him as Han. Those two actually do have some okay chemistry going on. The stuff with Chewie, I actually do like. Everything else, I don't like it. The chemistry, his whole thing with Beckett does not work for me at all. His whole thing with Kira is just a dumbed down, retarded version of his love affair with Princess Leia. His whole character arc in this movie is just dumb and stupid. You would have saved yourself so much trouble if this movie started off with Han being an outlaw, being a scoundrel, already being partners with Lando. And the movie, yes, this first movie should have been centered around Han and Lando, already on Tatooine, doing business with Jabba the Hutt. And then throughout the course of their adventures, they meet up with Chewie and stuff like that. Instead, this movie goes for a whole plot where fuel is now an issue, is very scarce, and when was fuel ever scarce in Star Wars? And the fucking plot of this movie sucks. I'm jumping all over the place in this review because this movie jumps all over the place. Trying to keep myself as subdued as possible because this movie is just putting me into a goddamn rage. It really tries hard to exist, but it fails miserably. Nothing about this movie is interesting. Its subplots are not interesting. The characterization of Han is just flat out stupid. The actor playing Han has no charisma has no charisma at all. Certain scenes he's okay, and other scenes you just want to turn the TV off because he's just putting you to sleep. Then you got more stupid shit this movie throws at you. You got these space pirates called the Marauders, who are led by a 13-year-old freckled girl. What the fuck? Why? Why are these space pirates taking orders from a 13-year-old girl? What you should have done is take Thaddeus Newton's character of Val, make her the leader of the Marauders, and take the 13-year-old girl and make her Beckett's daughter. Oh my god, you just made something a little bit more easier to swallow. I can buy Beckett's in grief if he lost a child. I have no connection to Beckett when he loses Val. And not only that, I can buy that Thaddeus Newton, a grown woman, can lead a band of space pirates. I don't care if the leader's female. I care that you made it a 13-year-old girl, and who the fuck in their right mind will take orders from a 13-year-old child? That child would either be raped or killed or both. Jesus fucking Christ, this movie makes mistakes that are easily avoidable. And this goes to show how little these people care about the Star Wars universe and how little they care about their audience in general. How they will purposely go out to and fucking insult you. Speaking of insulting, let's talk about the fucking fembot, L3. This fucking feminist robot made me want to punch my TV. Equal rights! Free your brothers and sisters! Droids are sentient! We are sentient! Shut the fuck up, you fucking machine. You're a droid. You're meant to serve a purpose. You're not meant to have free will, you stupid son of a bitch. I'm glad the Empire shot you up. And why we making Lando a robot fucker for? When you watch The Empire Strikes Back, did Lando Calrissian strike you as someone who would stick his cock in a robot? No, he was too busy wanting to take Princess Leia on a ride to Space Mountain. The character assaulting. Even... I don't know what it is with the new Star Wars as to why these moronic writers and why Kathleen Kennedy feel the need to just rape these legacy characters. What the hell do these characters do to this woman that she wants to destroy them so much? Why does she want to use Star Wars? Movies that were about space adventures and fun want to make it about political issues that nobody cares. When George Lucas did it, he did it in a way where it was subtle and he didn't throw it in your face. Lucas, love him or hate him, he always put the story first and everything else was just background dressing. This fucking woman, her political agenda's first and the story suffers from it because there's nothing left, there's nothing to tell. Alright, I don't want to talk about Solo, a Star Wars story anymore. If I left stuff out, you guys can let me know what I left out in the comment sections below. Let me know if you like this movie or hate this movie. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll check you back next time for more. Solo's a 4 out of 10. See you guys later.